So for this question, it is a question that combines quite a lot of shapes. In a way, it is a geometry question. So the diagram shows a regular octagon, a square, equilateral triangle, and a quadrilateral. So you will need to detect all the shapes mentioned first. So we need to detect the regular octagon first. The octagon will be 8-sided, and it is a regular octagon. So do remember to indicate that they are regular. So how do you indicate that they are regular? Okay, all are the same size. And because it's regular in a regular polygon, all the interior angle will be the same subsequently. So later on, you will have a lot of the same angle. So this is the awareness first. So if you're not aware, you will find very difficult to proceed with the whole question. Okay, then there is a square. So where exactly is the square? So a square is here. So obviously a square is also a regular shape. That means all the sides are the same. So one of the sides is already a standard length. Standard length is like you dash it. So that means, right, all the other sides will also be same length. That's a feature of a square. And being a square, we also got 90 degrees. Okay, then subsequently, we got an equilateral triangle. So where is the equilateral triangle? So the equilateral triangle is here. So one side is connected to the square. So that means, right, also all the same side. Okay, and then we got the 60 degree. And then we got equilateral. The equilateral is here. The equilateral is the yellow thing here. It's a 4-sided figure. So later on, we are supposed to explain the quadrilateral. Why is it a rhombus? Okay, so let's get on with the calculation first. So if you have digest the information, then to you, BCD will be quite easy because BCD is just the interior angle of the octagon. So if you have processed the shapes that have been given to you, then BCD is just the interior angle of an octagon. So which is quite easy. Octagon is 8 sides. Find the total interior angle. So this should be quite easy. But that is provided you already process the shapes. So if you don't process the shapes, you'll find that you don't even know where are the shapes that they are talking about. So you have a 135. So there will be a lot of 135 around you. So don't forget, all the blue interior angle are actually the 135. Okay. Then so the next part, I'm supposed to explain that quadrilateral is a rhombus. So don't forget, when they ask you to do something in part A, it's actually meant to help you. It's actually meant to help you in the second part. So you've got to plan your explanation first. So what are the feature of a rhombus? So obviously the 4-sided figure, if you look at the 4-sided figure, the yellow thing that I color, okay, it looks like a rhombus. Or rather, maybe to you, it looks like a parallelogram. But then we wouldn't know unless we know some parallel line. So the feature of a rhombus will be we need parallel lines, and we also need same length, same side length. But if you look carefully at this quadrilateral, I almost know that they are same sides already. Can you see that? I almost know that they are same sides. So what I'm lagging is actually the parallel line. So I should try to explain if there's any line that's parallel. So the 135 is actually for for me to they are guiding me with that 135 degrees so that I can prove parallel line. So subsequently, how do I prove? So do you realize just now I indicate that there is a 90 degree here, and then of course there's another 135 here. Okay, so you can explain that the 90 degree, where does it come from? So JBA is a 90 degree because due to the property of a square. Okay, and then I got another 135 here. So I got another 135 here. So that one is a ABC. Okay, why is it a 135? Because that's the interior angle of an octagon. I am trying to do a subtraction. So that's the interior angle of an octagon. So I'm trying to do a subtraction so that I can get this angle here. So if I do a subtraction, CBJ, okay, so CBJ. So I explain where my 135 come from. I explain where my 90 come from. If I do a subtraction, I will get a 45 degree. So what is the thing that I'm trying to drive at? So these two angles, so can you see that this 135 and this 45 actually add up to 180? And because they add up to 180, it is like the interior angle. So so I can use the converse of the interior angle to prove that CD is parallel to BJ. So from here, I can explain that since BCD, that means the original one here, plus the one that I just found, adds up to 180 degrees. So it is like by the converse of interior angle. So by the converse of interior angle, CD will be parallel to BJ. So that's one of the critical feature that you will need to prove. So that will account for some one of the marks that you will earn. Okay, and then after that, right? Okay, I need to prove the second line parallel, but because all the sides are already the same, so all the sides are already the same. So we already discovered that all the sides are the same still due to all the polygon that has been there. So the opposite will also be the same length. So right now I got all the same length and I got the parallel line. So then that will be sufficient to prove that it is a rhombus. So I'm proving the two features, the opposite pair, and because all are the same length, okay, then they will be the parallel and then it fits the property of a rhombus. And then subsequently, you should be able to find KJD. KJD is here. So in order to find this one, first of all, you already can apply the property of a rhombus. So this part is a 135. Opposite angle of rhombus. So you just need to execute angles at the point and you can find this angle here for the last part. Okay, so let's say you fail to explain that that is a rhombus. In part C, you can still use the rhombus and use the feature of the rhombus in the continuation of part C. So for part C, you can see all the angles there already. So I got a 135, I got a 90, I got a 60. So I just use a angle at the point to find the angle KJD. So the key one will be the explanation. So we explain the pair of parallel line and then the equal length. So that will be the two features.